Okay, so welcome to Daily Deltarune Boss challenge number 200. So it's been a while now, but we gotta. Okay, I honestly don't know what to say, but whatever. Okay, so for today's challenge, I'm going to do something a little bit different than usual. So, I was thinking I make videos about beating the bosses as fast as possible, and it was interesting to see the best stuff. But one thing you don't see is all the fails and everything with all the attempts I do. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to redo every single boss in as few turns as possible. It might take a while because some of them can be hard to do, especially King, which is very King needs basically perfect accuracy, so it might take a little while to attempt. But this might be a long stream. But it'll be interesting to see, because something you don't see, like I said, is all the fails. So, but now you'll be able to experience the fails as I redo every boss in as few turns as possible. So we're gonna start with the Chapter 1 bosses, obviously, in the same order that I did them for my videos. I guess I'll just sneak in Weird Root Stamped and Neo, but yeah. And I will do the Chapter 5 bosses as well, but I'm only gonna put them in a wheel in 5 days. Like, that's still the plan. But I will redo the Chapter 5 bosses in as few turns. Because obviously, we have to start with Jevil. So we need Iron Shackle and Ragger. Well, I don't have save files that are ready for the mini-bosses, so, I kind of made prepared everything in a rush, because I did have a pretty big work day today, so I didn't really have time to actually plan it out. Maybe I'll do it for, number 300 or something, but for now, we're just gonna redo that. Chaos. I do need to turn up the accuracy. Turn up. I also need to be careful when I die. Okay, well, that's a reset. That's gonna be one of the most annoying parts about this, is that it might take a couple attempts, because you do have to get, basically perfect accuracy for this. Well, not perfect, but it does require a lot of, grazing, so I have to play a bit risky. Yeah, I did the thing. I'm trying to learn how to do the inward spiral, Shame.
I can do anything. I can do anything.
Why is he still targeting Ralsei? Stop committing war crimes, Jebel. Whoa, that I almost took a hit there. Okay, so we're on 9 turns now. Just need to get one more Root Buster. I need enough. Okay. Should be able to get enough TP for one more. There we go. And there we go. Alright, Jebel, 11 turns. So that's 1 out of 11, I believe. Yeah, that would be 11. Okay. That's 1. Now, next, we do King. We have Devil's Knife and Iron Shackle for damage. We're not going to use Devil's Tail because I'm not supposed to have it. The only reason I have it is so I can use it for the boss challenges if needed. I do have no defense so that I can do faster resets in case I fail. Because, like I said in my main video, King requires a lot of TP. And perfect accuracy mostly. You basically have to get perfect accuracy with your attacks. So reducing the defense allows me to die and reset quicker. No, King, well, King is the easiest boss to defeat, but he's one of the hardest to do in as few turns as possible. Doing King in 7 turns, not only does it, you have to get Devil's Knife, but you also have to get basically perfect accuracy because the maximum amount of damage you can do in 7 turns is 2,830 damage. And King has 2,800 HP. So it's only 30 HP above the requirement, which is why it's yeah, so see, because I didn't deal enough damage, this is a reset already. That's the annoying part about King and what makes it take a while. King is actually the one who took me the longest to do the first time. It took me like an hour because of the perfect accuracy required. Hopefully it's not going to be as long this time, but this might still take a little while. No, Red Buster actually deals less damage than Root Buster in this situation. In terms of TP usage. Red Buster is actually a scam for the King fight. Especially since you basically sacrifice your turn with Chris, and it ends up not even dealing more damage for the same amount of TP used if you have Devil's Knife. Because if you have Devil's Knife, you can do 3 Root Busters with for 120% TP, or 2 Red Busters, but 3 Root Busters deals 5 more damage than 2 Red Busters. Okay, this is the only attack I'm allowed to not have as a critical hit. I have to get perfect accuracy now. And I have to graze a bunch. I can't fail 2 crits with Ralsei because being 1 frame off for a crit is only 15 less damage for Ralsei. But for Susie or Chris, it's only 1. Alright, last turn. And there we go. Alright, that didn't take as long as I thought. It only took 2 attempts, which is nice. but it is a very hard requirement. So honestly, it's good that I managed to do it this quick. Although I guess the cutscene's gonna take a while before I can get to the menu. Well, whatever. I can just skip through it as fast as I can. But that's 2 out of 11. King in 7 turns. We do have to watch the cutscene for a while before I can get to the menu. Honestly, quitting the game and going back would probably be faster, but I don't really want to do it right now. Blah blah blah. Yippity yappity yapatron. And there we go, finally. Okay, there. Now, time for chapter 2. Yeah, that smile is creepy. I can't put it in 2 times speed while doing the gameplay. I'm not making you watch a YouTube recording, right? Like a recording. I can't put it at 2 times speed. You can set it to 2 times speed, but once you reach the moment where I'm live, you're not gonna be able to go back. Okay, do have to optimize damage, so I still had Devil's Knife, I think, for Spamted. Don't mind the Puppet Scarf and Dealmaker, I'm not gonna use them, this is just for the challenges. That's the reason I have them. Okay, Iron Shackle... Wait, didn't I use Jealous Tail? Oh wait, no, I had a Royal Pin. I don't think I have a Royal Pin, but I can use a Big Shot Bow Tie. Okay, so Freight Bow Tie on both sides. Oh wait, no, I had a Twin Ribbon for the, well, the pink ribbon for Gray's area. Let's set it on... I guess let's put it on Rousey. It helps get more TP, which can be useful for Root Busters. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't really get the joke. It's, I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't get the irony. Sometimes I don't get irony. Potassium is going to be after. Oh wait, no, that's not 11, it's 12 actually, because you have a Giga Queen. Yeah, 12. Would be 13 if I put ERAM, but I... Well, actually I do have a save file for ERAM, I don't know. We'll see. Go. The requirement for Spamtenio isn't as harsh. Because thanks to the aborted weird route, you get a lot of you get 3 extra attack and magic points. Well, at least for Susie and Rousey, but it makes the accuracy not as harsh of a requirement. Damn, I keep shooting between the Pipis. So that's turn number 5. Number 6. Yeah, I need to get... Yeah, I got enough now. Am I about to no-hit him as well? Okay, so that's turn 7. We don't skip Power of Neo this time because I'm below 10% HP. There we go. I don't even have to do a Root Buster for the end. And that's 8. So yeah, Spamton Neo is a lot more forgiving for this. But you know, it's still fine, you know. You still have to graze a bunch for the Root Busters. I get an extra puppet scarf, not that it's gonna be useful to have more than one. Might as well equip it now too. And since we do this, I'm gonna get a pink ribbon for the queen fight. I'm going to go straight to queen, you know, because this is my save file with both of them, so... I guess I could even skip straight to Giga Queen after this. There. I know I have some duplicate items from the save file editing, but I'm not going to use any of them, you know, it's like the boss challenges. I only have them so that I can have more options for gear during the challenges, but I'm not actually going to use mutually exclusive items, you know, because otherwise it wouldn't be fair. Their HP is at chapter 3 stats because if you defeat enemies through violence, their HP slowly increases, but it caps out at the amount of HP you're supposed to have on the next chapter. Okay, I do remember the strategy to skip 2 of Queen's shields. There we go. Oh wait, oh I actually should have attacked with Rousey, dang, I failed. I actually failed. I'm sorry, I thought it would be enough, but... Well, it would have been if I'd gotten better accuracy in the previous attack, but I just fumbled. Damn, Queen is supposed to be the easiest, you know, she only takes 4 turns, and I just failed that. Maybe I am the fraud. Probably would be faster to reset if I didn't defend, but you know. You know, it's funny, when you optimize your defense, and it's not even optimized, you can end up just... It takes so long to actually die. What's my favorite flower for Chapter 5? You know, it might seem like the overused choice, but I think the one I liked the most was probably Aqua. She's just really funny, you know, she's the little chaotic gremlin child. Okay, 30%. Yeah, this time the Red Buster is going to be enough. Oh, come on. I failed again because I didn't deal enough damage to the shield. How am I fumbling Queen? I did King in 2 attempts. You know, which is one of the hardest to do because of the harsh requirements. And now I can't even do Queen, who's supposed to be the easiest. Oh, the secret squared boss of chapter number 2. What, are you supposed to do, like, specific stuff with pink to get red? Is that what this is about? That's the lore behind it? You know what? I'm probably going to Root Buster the second shield and use a regular Root Buster after, you know, to get Queen out, because I don't think I can get enough TP for both a Root Buster here and a Red Buster next. It's probably the safest way to do it. And the presence of the gamer is making me fumble. I guess Birdly has more aura than I thought, to the point where I actually lose. It's not the same sprite as... I feel like this is different. Well, there goes Birdly's arm. It's not permanent. I'm not gonna save after this, so his arm will be fine. Okay. Okay, so we do have to get ready for Giga Queen. Actually, wait, do I even have... I'm not even sure I have the right thrash machine for this, so I might have to actually swap to my other save file. Oh, that's the Weird Route file. Hold on. Wrong file. My bad. Okay, so Mecha Saber, Devil's Tail, and Iron Shackle, and we should be good to go. So that's also 4 out of 12 bosses. Well, the different thrash machines don't directly deal different damage, but their abilities do different stuff. Flame is a flat increase to the punch damage. I think Sword starts at a lower damage but slowly increases with each hit on the same turn, I think. So it ends up being less damage than Flame, I'm pretty sure. And I think Laser increases the attack speed. and Duck makes you do life steal, but deals less damage. So in terms of pure raw damage, I'm pretty sure the best option is Flame. Even if it's not, there's no way to beat Queen in 5 turns, Giga Queen in 5 turns, so... Yeah, well, most people choose the Duck because it's funny, but I actually did a regular machine on my first playthrough, I'm pretty sure. I did the Duck on my second playthrough.
Round 1.
Fight.
Okay. And finally I can attack her constantly instead of having to, like, dodge and wait until I can actually attack her. I'm still gonna mostly dodge by ducking. There we go. Round 2. Fight. Okay, now we go fire mode. I'm mostly gonna dodge now so I can get some TP. Not quite enough. That's a bit of a shame. I was hoping I could get another flame, but I guess not. I don't need it, but, you know. Can I even deal enough damage with this? I might fail this one. Hold on. Oh, never mind. We're good. Come on, throw your ball. Don't make me waste more time. And there's Giga Queen in 6 turns. Well, no, the Duck isn't, you know, just because the text says your machine sucks ass doesn't mean it actually does. Okay, that's another part where I have to watch the long freaking cutscene. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna reopen the game. It's gonna be faster. Because I don't want to wait for the whole thing. Before the feature presentation, we do have one more thing to do in Chapter 2, and that's the Weird Route version of Spamton Neo. You could argue it's the same fight, but some people insisted that I do him as well. So I'm going to... I do need Iron Shackle, and I don't have Devil's Tail on the file, so give me a second, I need to actually have Devil's Tail. Why don't I have Devil's Tail? It's weird. Could have sworn I gave myself the thing. You know what's funny? I actually checked my save files to see if I had the items and other stuff to do the fast bosses, and I guess I forgot to check this file. Devil's Tail, where are you? There you are. There we go. Okay. So now, Iron Shackle and Devil's Tail. Max out the damage, and let's get into it. Actually, I guess I should have saved before doing it, because if I fail, I'm gonna have to redo the inventory. We're in a similar position to the regular boss fight too. It still requires a lot of grazing for the X slashes. And good accuracy. Actually, I might need perfect accuracy. I don't remember for sure. It's been a while. Thing is, I don't have the pink ribbon, so I can't graze that much. Not as much as I would like, though. You know. I'm gonna spend a bit more time just graze a lot. And, well, do I need the 3%? I hope I don't need the 3% for breaking the heart. Because if I do, it's probably pretty much just ruin the attempt. I guess we'll see. You know, it's not even the first time I do this. This actually happened a couple times when doing the original challenge. Yeah, I do have to redo the inventory, but it's quick and I can just save again. Well, I could no-hit him if I just hadn't accidentally checked instead of X-slashing. Oops. Well, I failed the no-hit. But that's not what I'm here for, so... Yeah, I'm still going to graze a little bit, but I need to watch out. Okay, that should be good for now. Let's get the heal while I'm at it. I don't think it'll be enough to get another X-Slash right off the bat after the phone hands attack, but it should be enough. I didn't need that X-Slash for the original attempt, so it should be fine. X-Slash. Freeze a bunch. Actually, I think, you know, doing the next X-Slash is the end of the fight anyway. I think it's the 8th turn. Yeah, it's barely enough, but I think, yeah, you do need perfect accuracy because you barely meet the requirement at this. Yeah, because he's at 10% right now, so yeah. Well, I guess you could probably spend more time grazing in the first heart attack, like I did in the previous attempt, and just get an X-Slash every time, but no matter the case, the minimum is still 8 turns. You can't, even with an extra X-Slash, you can't finish it in 7 turns, so this ends up being the fastest anyway. No, you can only use F1 once in the fight, and it heals half of the party's HP. So it's still useful, because, you know, you can basically revive a character that way, too, because it's half, so... yeah. Alright, so that's Chapter 2 done, and we're halfway through the bosses now. 6 out of 12. Now, let's get into TV time. Okay, so the main damage dealer is going to be Chris, so there we can do Toxic Axe and... Well, I don't have she can equip Freight Bow Ties, so I guess maybe Tension Bow? Yeah, let's get a Tension Bow, why not? I don't think... Yeah, I don't have the I don't have any Freight Bow Ties, but I think I should still be able to... Do I not have Puppet Scarf? Well, since I need Puppet Scarf, I might as well also get Freight Bow Ties. Give me a sec. I'm sorry, by the way, I really thought I checked my save files for this. Okay. We get 1, 2, where is it? Where's right there? Okay, and for weapons, let's get the Puppet Scarf. There. And that's the wrong one. Yeah, the F1 heal is just always 20%, oh, sorry, 50% of each party member's HP. So, yeah. Okay, let's do Tension Bow and Royal Pin, I guess, because it's not like I can really increase the damage that much. I could do 2 Royal Pins or something, but, you know, obviously I can use Dealmaker. Wait. Yeah, no, I can't get it to 5. Okay, and let's get Rainbow Tie and Puppet Scarf. The Puppet Scarf, it is, yeah, you get it from beating Spamtonio with through violence. If you spare him, if you snap his strings, you get the Dealmaker. But the Dealmaker ends up being probably the better option for casual gameplay, because it's one of the best armors in the game. It's still relevant even in Chapter 5, especially with, like, even if you set aside the puppet/cat element resistance for pink, it still has 5 defense, which is, you know, it only gets outclassed by the Netsuki hats and some of the flower items after the pink fight. And the 5 magic, which is really good, especially for Rase if you want to heal, or Susie if you decide to heal with her instead, but but yeah, so for casual gameplay, it's better to get the Dealmaker. Alright, I do need to get good accuracy for Chris, since they're the main damage dealer here, due to the sword route. That Root Buster dealt less damage. I guess I had Royal Pins the first time, so... Okay, that's 4. I'm gonna be missing 2 TP for another Root Buster. But it's still enough. Oh, wow. Man, I almost no-hit Tenna. If I hadn't taken that hit in the first attack, that would have been a no-hit. Well, at least that... Well, never mind, because that start was just barely out of range. I guess I jinxed myself with that. Come on, come on, come on. And there we go. 5 turns for Tenna. A ton of damage to Tenna. Yeah, I think the main factor about the theory that the knight is an amalgam of the weird route version of Chris and Noelle is that it ends up being some timeline shenanigans. Okay, so, well, I guess I have to do this again because it's faster. But, it seems far-fetched at first glance, and I still think it's pretty unlikely. But, But I guess, Undertale has, timelines are an integral part of Undertale, so, it's still possible. Okay, I do have Puppet Scarf here. I do need to get Lodestones and focus the damage on Susie that way. It should be better. You don't have to do the mini games. You can just beat Tenna, deplete his HP partially. It's faster, but only if you have done the sword route. Because, Chris's damage is normally halved in the Tenna boss fight. Except if you do the sword route, in which case it's tripled instead of halved. So you do 6 times more damage than you would usually with Chris. And honestly, most of the time, I just feel bad actually depleting Tenna's HP. I did it here because it's the fastest, but yeah. I mean, the knight technically could be a different character, but, just imagine you have the main antagonist of Deltarune, it's hyped up, and it just ends up being a random character you've never heard about. Do I have the tension max on me? I do. As a matter of fact. That's good. That means I can start the battle this way. Ouch. Well, it's fine. I'm not going for a no-hit, so I don't have to be... I can take a hit once in a while. As long as I reach the final phase in 7 turns. Unfortunately, no, this is not a no-hit night for the 4th time. Not yet, at least. Although, knowing my bad RNG, you already know it's bound to happen eventually. Yeah, honestly, my main guess, originally the main suspect for the night was Des, but I feel like it would make sense for Rudy. It could even be related to his sickness, It could be part of the reason why he's sick. Alright, final attack. We'll know after this attack if I reach the HP requirement. If it says your heartbeat becomes twisted. Oh, shoot. There goes Ralsei. Heartbeat becomes twisted. Okay, we're good to go. Let's just get a heal on Susie. I lost a member, but it's fine. We're still going. The run is still going. And honestly, like, there's a pretty, like, the chance that I lose here is pretty low. The objective was just to get to 7 turns anyway. You don't have to, I didn't have to no-hit. Didn't even get hit during the last attack. I like finishing it with a Root Buster. It's funny. Yeah, it's, someone did say Carol was more of a red herring, and I think it makes sense, but in my opinion, she feels more like the mastermind behind the scenes, you know. She's the one who makes the plan, whatever it is, and directs the Knight and Chris. Knight logo of doom and despair. And yeah, the Holiday family does seem like the most prominent suspect. And yeah, it could be the Dark World form. So, and there is a pretty good chance that the Knight is a Lightner, or at least in between Lightner and Darkner, because, you know, they can take people to the shelter. It could be somewhat of an in-between, like the Flowers, but no matter what, they can't be a full Darkener, at least. Honestly, you know, as much as the cutscene is cool, I feel like it kind of does Undyne dirty, because Undyne is basically like she's the strongest threat, like one of the strongest threats in Undertale, genocide or pacifist. But in here, she just gets swooped by the Knight instantly. Okay, so that's 8 out of 12. Now we can move on to chapter 4. The hole in their hands, I don't know, it could be part of their forms or something. Yeah, but the Knight doesn't have wings. So there's a flaw. Okay, do I... Yes, Devil's Knife. And I am going to try something. I don't know if it's gonna make it able to do... I don't think I can do 12 turns, but it might make it possible to do 13 turns without it being a rematch. No, the Flowers are neither Lightners nor Darkners. That's what Flowery says. They are living beings that exist in the light but take on new consciousness in the dark. But they're not technically Lightners per se. Even if they're living beings, they don't have, like, actual sentience or conscience in the... Well, they have somewhat of a conscience, considering, you know, Seth says they remember Asgore's stories and all of that, but they... You know, they're kind of in between. Yeah, I know what you mean, NK, but, like, I just like trolling you because I think, like, I know a lot of people actually believe in it, but... The Weird Route Crisell Knight theory just seems so far-fetched for me. Okay, can I do 13 turns without being a rematch? Considering I had to do I did a rematch the first time, and it ended on the second hammer throw attack. I need the fight to end on the attack right before that. Come on. If I hadn't taken so many hits, I could have gotten a Root Buster here. Well, as long as I don't reach over max TP, I should be fine. Also, sorry, I'm not really reading the chat right now because I'm mostly focused on the fight. Gaster said Noel is Javel. Ah, that barely falls short. I need more grazing. Okay, if I manage to get enough TP from the... I don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh, I could have. Ah, so it's actually possible. Okay, you can do 13 turns without the rematch. But now that I failed, I kind of have to restart, because that was technically the 13th turn. So I have to do I have to restart. When I'm with you, I can do anything. That's crazy. Root Buster Tennis is... Yeah, I guess it is pretty fun. Alright, let's do it again. Guess I have to do a rematch this time. But it is possible to do it without the rematch. I still don't think 12 turns is possible, though. Because you need to get 2 extra Root Busters and sacrifice 2 attacks that give you TP. Maybe if you graze enough here. Yeah, but even then, I don't think it would be enough TP. Even if you graze like crazy here. And on the other attacks. And it's still like you can equip the Twin Ribbon anyway, so... to increase the graze area. Even if you put it on one of the other party members, it doesn't change anything because... this is still a, like... only Susie is active in the battle, so... equipment on the other 2 wouldn't really matter anyway, because otherwise you could just put stuff on Noelle while she's not here and have her give boosts. Okay... Yeah, I'm pretty sure in order to be able to do 12 turns, I would have to use Root Buster here again. Because you can only have 3 regular attacks, and I'm already at 4, so... I might end up with 4 extra stars, though. No, that was 5 attacks. I do have more TP here than in the original fight, but it's not enough to get to 12 turns. But there we go. That's 13 turns. I will admit 4 party members would be really cool for Chapter 6, but it would probably require a revamp basically of the battle system because it's pretty much locked on having 3 party members at the moment. It would be cool though. I really like the idea. Alright, that's 9. Let's get to the Titan. Okay, I already have the gear except the puppet scarf. Okay. Just let me make sure. I do need the tension max and tension gem. In order to do it in 4 turns. Okay, let's go. Now, obviously, like any Titan challenge I usually do, it's going to take a while because I have to do the whole climbing section and all of that, but let's try and do it quickly so we can move on to Chapter 5. I actually had an idea for a concept for multiple party members. It was kind of in a way where you still only have 3 active party members, like in like 3 acts. You know, you can do 3 actions, but the extra party members would be able to support the you know, be able to support the other characters kind of in a similar way to, I don't know if you know about Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, you know, where they have their baby cells as well. You know, the babies are on the back, and once Mario and Luigi get knocked out, the babies take the place, and you know, they can help with the attacks and everything. I thought of a similar way to get there, you know. Have basically 2 party members take 1 action. You have basically the first one who actually does the acts, but you can end up doing basically combo abilities with the party member that's behind. Because one thing I also wanted to see is Birdly as an actual party member, because yeah, similar to what you said, it's a shame that they didn't call him, because yeah, he was the boss, even if he knows, you know, it's a dream and all, he thinks it's a dream and all of that. Birdly could be interesting as an extra character, you know? as another party member. I thought of him as like a support character, like buffer. Like he would give buffs to the party in some way. I swear, if I had the motivation to do still do animations, I probably would animate something like that. But, you know, I kind of stopped doing animations a while back, so... And there we go. I get it is a little bit of a shame that Burley gets left out. I get that he's a bit annoying sometimes, you know, being the nerd and all of that, but that does mean he would have potential for character development. You know, try and learn to not be as annoying. Okay. We're about to play a little game I call Fetus Deletus. And I messed up, okay. So you can't beat the spawn in 2 turns, whether it is by damaging if you don't mess up like I just did, or you can like use Attention Gem on turn 1 and banish them on the next one. Yeah, it probably has like 10, like less than 100. Well, 1%, that would be 25 HP, so we probably have like 15 HP remaining or something. Spawn my beloved. Who are you, 2-time? I guess the way is that way. Takes a while to get there. I will have to force through, take some damage. I don't care. I don't care about the damage. I get healed at the end. And there we go. Could be like a tank. Well, he's a bit scrawny and he's a bird, so him being a tank doesn't really work. You know, Susie has more the build for to be a tank. She's more built like a tank. Burley is a bird, you know, they technically have hollow bones, so I get the idea of him, you know, becoming a target, basically like taunting the enemies to redirect the damage towards him. And I guess if he did defend himself in some way, I guess it could work. But yeah, I just don't think he really has the profile for being a tank. Susie ends up being the one that looks more like a tank, especially since she has the highest HP. Okay. Let's get into that. I keep thinking I see someone out my window in the corner of my eye, but it's just a strand of my hair that keeps messing with my vision, with my peripheral vision. Attention Gem. Unholy amounts of damage, by the way. Then again, this guy only takes 4 turns. It's not even hard. Yeah, there we go. I didn't even get a critical hit and I still dealt enough damage. You know, for the boss of the halfway point and, you know, being like a literal embodiment of darkness and destruction, the fact it only takes 4 turns to defeat is kind of sad, actually, you know. You really ramped up the difficulty for this. Hey, Blue, yeah, you're a bit late, but it's, you missed a few of the bosses, but, you know, I still have Chapter 5 to do, so it's not gonna take that long. You can still see me redo the Chapter 5 bosses as fast as possible. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to the end of the fight and then I'll leave the game, because, you know, if I have to do the whole cutscene thing again, it's gonna take a while. And yeet! Get dunked on. No, you haven't seen this stuff. This is a redo. This isn't like a recording of the me doing it. I'm doing them live again. You know, you can see the failed attempts and everything. Well, there haven't been that many failed attempts so far. So, but who knows? Maybe Chapter 5 will be a different story. The bosses there are a little bit tricky to do in the fewest turns. Although there is one thing I could say. Well, you could watch it again, but I do Chapter 5, so, you know, it can be interesting. Especially since I was about to say, I actually found out about a different strat for Pink. And so, you know, originally I mostly focused on tension items, you know, thinking it was the only way to build up enough TP to do it. But I saw someone else's video who also did Pink in 9 turns, and they used both Twin Ribbons. Now, it might seem like a bad idea because Twin Ribbons reduce the amount of TP you gain from grazing, but having both at the same time means you can graze the bombs, like you can graze the beams, quote-unquote beams of the bombs, and end up having enough TP to, mostly for phase 3, because that's the one that's more, that's harder. But it ends up being a much more reliant strat than the one I used. Mine is still doable, but it's harder. So, you know, it can be more challenging to do. But this one is a more consistent one, the one I'm about to do. Although for the axe, it's still going to be the same. Like, overall, their strategy was basically the exact same as mine. Just they did it differently for the TP gain. I do have to get back into it though, because like I haven't actually done her in a couple days. But see, you can graze around the bombs, and it ends up being much safer. You can even do this, and you could use an extra turn for Ralse to heal or something. So it ends up really being a much safer option. I don't have to use Hearts Donuts there, but, you know, that's the... Well, I can use one, but... It's just I filled my inventory with Hearts Donuts for this, so... I just end up using them again. Even though, like, I get extra Doki for no reason, but... There... I can't see the end of the horizon. Hatsune Miku? Make a flirt. Well, I did think about trying to not increase your max TP, but the thing is, you can't avoid all of the hearts on the first attack, I think. Because the heart's hitbox is actually bigger than the actual projectiles, I think. So it ends up being hard to dodge them all. Okay, now this is the trickiest phase. Bitter Tear, lovely boy. I do still have to graze a bit of TP here, and mostly I have to get all of the hearts. Well, I can miss one, but that's it. Oh, I actually dodged the heart. Okay, flirt. Share another bitter tear, another flirt. And this is the attack that gave me most troubles. Whoa. But yeah, it ends up being much more consistent. Even if I barely got enough TP here. This, tension max, and another mega flirt. And there's our 9-turn pink. Well, there's still the final phase, but, you know, the final date and all of that, but... Oh, right, I forgot about that. You know, it kind of traps me here. Screw it, we ball. Of course, it's the first one, and I have to wait until I circled back to it. But yeah, this version of yeah, the big bomb attack is easier because you can just dodge. You know you don't have to like do a very close dodge like I did. You can just get to the safe spot. You still have to collect the hearts, so it's a bit risky, you know, you have to collect the hearts and then get to the safe spot, but it's still like, it's a lot more consistent. There's the Shadow Crystal, there's the little kiss, see, cutie. And, alright, 11 out of 12. Now there's only one last. Unfortunately, I haven't found the option, so I can't turn voice clips back on. Unfortunately, there will be no Gerona. Can't really do much about it. Okay, we're gonna do the same as in my original video, even though, you know, it's not a requirement, it's just like the safest option. I'm getting the flowery scarf, but I don't even need it. Okay, let's do same thing. Green apron, Justice Axe. Let's get orange glove, and let's keep that. Okay, let's stick to that. I only have a few green teas, and I only have one tension max. I need to get the second one, or the tension gem at least. Please tell me I actually have... Oh, yeah, I have a second tension max. Okay. I guess I could only use Giga Flirt, but, like, getting to the 80% max TP is just the hardest part. After this, you could just, you know, get the TP again. It's not the worst, you know? Well, the Flowery Scarf is supposed to give you 70 attack, defense, and magic, but Ralsei just won't equip it. Once you switch to the, you know, after Flowery gets torn, it does become the Broken Scarf or something like that. I forgot the exact name. But it has lower stats, but it's still very good. I guess we'll have to see more in detail in Chapter 6, because it's still a very good item. Gerona. He's a little bit faster. I tried to get a perfect parry and he was just too fast. Almost perfect. Shame. Okay, next it switches to green and orange. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I need to get attention max here. So while I'm at it, I might as well use the tree cake. I may have messed up, honestly. I don't remember for sure. Maybe I could have had enough. I don't remember for sure. Ah, dang it. Come on! Yeah, I messed up. Okay, well, it's a reset. Okay, let's just finish that quickly. Flower man, with his heart in the sand. So can we talk about the fact that green can basically create any food item that you use? Even the tension max. Green can basically create any consumable. Okay. I actually haven't fought Flowery in a little bit. Ah! Well, that's a reset. 10 feet 20, the flower man is waiting for the touch of his hand, straightening petals out without a plan, like the everyday wish that bothers the flower man. Could I do something to make him laugh inside my little chamber made of glass? So he lived the flower man, with his heart in the sand. So he stands to knock me the hell out once again. Green, I guess green is built different, but green isn't a she. Green is non-binary, I'm pretty sure, like Seth. Seth and green don't actually have a gender. I'm pretty sure. What? That's a weird hitbox. So he left the flower man, with his heart in the sand. So he stands to watch the whole wide world from a can, way up high in the sky, with the sun in his eyes. Ain't it nice? The life forever for flowers. Ah, dang it, Aqua. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, you can just use perfect parries and do it again. Do I need... I might need the tension max here, though. Just to be sure. I just need to use another one before the yellow and blue parts, but I should be fine. Yeah, because I can do this, and then I use the other tension max. 20, the flower man is waiting for the touch of his hand. And I don't remember exactly the lyrics here. Plus, I want to focus on that. I am more than glass. Man, flower man, with his heart in the sand. Way up high in the sky, with the sun in his eyes. Ain't it nice? The life forever for flowers. So yeah, there's the 10 turns. Just have to get through the last part. There we go. Well, Rossi isn't really dead, is he? He's just got taken away. Omega Flowery, let's go. I'm gonna have to redo the chapter with the voice lines, honestly. He lived the flower man, with his heart in the sand. So he stands to watch the whole wide world from a can, way up high in the sky, with the sun in his eyes. Ain't it nice? The life forever for flowers. And there it is. Well, there it is. That's all 12 bosses done in as few turns as possible. That still took an hour and a half because that's kind of a bunch of bosses to do. So this would be the end of the stream now, but there is one last thing I actually want to do here. It's something that, you know, I don't usually do, but you know what? For once, I can probably do it. So let me just do this real quick. We're gonna put that back here and should be here. Now this is going to take a little while because there's a bit of preparation for it, but for once, against my better judgment, I am going to fight Iram. Because, you know, I usually avoid him in the boss challenges, but, you know, I don't really... As much as I hate him, it wouldn't be fair to do a stream with all the bosses and not include him. Although that does mean I'm gonna have to go through the entire dungeon part, you know? Because you can't just have a save file where you're just about to fight Eram, I'm pretty sure. Now, I've already done Weird with Spent and Neo anyway. Okay, let's go. Chris hates that. You know, that's one thing that I disliked about people who believed in the Chris is evil theory, or like Chris is the one who did the Nike logo slash. You can literally see Chris get upset about killing Susie and Ralsei's characters in here. They get visibly upset when we do that, so it wouldn't make sense for Chris, you know, to just, even if they're working with the Knight, it wouldn't make sense for Chris to throw it all away by swooning them after the Knight fight. Ralsei would love that, though, killing the golden flowers here. Here. I should be fine even without that heal. Ouch! I'm jinxing myself by saying that. Yeah, none of them dropped a heal, of course. Might have to go to the heal room, actually. Oh, okay, well. It's been a while since I've played that, so I'm kind of rusty. Eram might take me a couple attempts, actually. Damn! Freaking targeter? Dude was locked onto me. Give me that. Whoa. Why did I just try to attack that projectile? What is wrong in my head? Come on, please drop heals. I need a heal. Come on. I need to heal. Give me the heal. Okay. I guess I'm going to the heal room then. Alright, that should be enough for now. Ouch. Nope. What kind of leap is that, though? Those guys got the moves. They jumpin'. Stun locked. Ouch. I literally ran into that. That's actually kind of stupid. Now there's that one that's a little bit annoying. I know I could kill all the flowers so that the yellow one just ends up going down, but I don't know, I just prefer doing that. Alright, let's get the last guys here. And there we go. Yeah, it is the Weird Route jingle in an 8-bit tune. Also, yeah, that's also one of the main reasons I don't do the ERAM fight in my boss challenges. This entire section just takes a while to do. You know, you could say the same about the Titan, but at least it has a turn-based system, so I can actually do something with it. There is one alternative. There's the boss rush mod actually has an ERAM fight that doesn't require you to go through the whole dungeon. But this version of the fight is insanely like the hitboxes are not consistent at all. Like even worse than the original fight. Also, little fun fact, I don't know if you're aware, the sound that plays when you're in that blue section right before the ERAM fight, it's actually a slowed down version of the Glacier track, the Ice Dungeon one. All my hate for you spills through these attacks. I'm putting all of my hate into this fight. I might end up beating ERAM faster than the video I did originally on ERAM. I know there's a pixel perfect placement here where you can just stand still and not get hit, but I don't know it very well, and I thought that would be the last hit. There we go. I almost died, actually. The orange trees, I don't know if it's the lake, but I don't know. What do you mean I'm onto something? The glacier thing? You know, it's proven, you know, there's someone actually, like, stayed there and accelerated the whole thing. It's actually the glacier theme, but slowed down a lot. So, but yeah. So there it is. That's every boss done as fast as possible. Well, except ERAM, because it's as fast as I could. But, you know, it was still interesting to do, so... It's a little bit of a different thing than I usually did, but it was still fun to redo all of these fights, even with different strategies and even better skill, because, like, King took me only 2 or 3 attempts this time compared to the last time, and the new strat for, yeah. The orange trees, I guess it could be the lake, but we are not entirely sure about the weird rat and all of that. I guess we'll have to see in Chapter 7. But anyways, thank you for watching this pretty long stream for once, and